Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, and if this is the first time that you're watching any of my videos, I hope you consider sticking around because on this channel we like to talk about everything and anything. So anyway, this video is about things you can do to just make your life feel more put together or facilitate your life in any way if possible. We all know life is hard. There is never a time when you're just like,
I love my life. I have no regrets. I've done everything perfectly. I am just like a model person, a model student, a model employee.
None of us are like that. But if we can do things in our lives that can just, like I said, facilitate, make us just feel like, you know, we have a grasp on things, even though we really don't. You gotta fake it till you make it. So that's what this video is about. And some of these things are things that I personally do to get me through some of the hardest times. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get started. I know that a lot of people are pressed for time. There are people out there who have 1, 3, 5, 10 kids. Time is really of the essence for you. You really don't even have a minute to waste because each minute, each second sometimes can feel like is already allocated to one of your children. Or if you don't have kids and you're very busy in your work, again, you can also feel like every spare second that you have is already allocated or compartmentalized into something, and so you don't even feel like your own time is your own time. So with that, I would say try having a reset hour. Now, ideally, if you can, try to have 1 hour a day, but if this is impossible, then at least have 1 hour a week and just call it your reset hour. Personally, for me, I feel like my reset time is in the morning. I like to wake up, if I can, just right before the sun gets out because it just makes me feel like, and this is probably because I'm very competitive and I'm like trying to beat the sun, but girl, you can't even compare. Regardless, I like to wake up early and just get things done. But this is what helps me, and if you're someone like me who's kind of very competitive and you just want to get up, get things done, and then have free time, I would say set a reset hour. This hour can be used for tidying the kitchen, doing your laundry, planning, your entire upcoming week, watering plants, emptying dishes, you name it. If there is a task that you think has to be prioritized, fit it in that hour. I know that sometimes it can feel stressful, but honestly, I am a firm believer that this will make your life less chaotic because you have a plan and you have intentions. Now this is one that's like super easy and we all know this, but for some reason we always forget to do it, and that is keeping your entryway clean. For me personally, in my home, if I have like, the shoes that I was wearing, they're just like right by the entryway, or I have like a jacket or my sunglasses, my purse, my water bottle, my, the mail, whatever, those like knick-knack things that you acquire and then you immediately dump right as soon as you enter your house. It drives me up the wall. I like things to be and to go where they belong. So like if I have my water bottle, I have a designated space for it. I want it there. For my purse, it needs to be put away in the cupboard. My shoes, they need to be tucked into my shoe cabinet. The keys need to be in the drawer. My sunglasses need to be put away. I'm a freak and I know that, but it helps me. If you're a freak, maybe you already do this, but if you're not, I kind of want to have a little bit more intentionality when you come in through your house or through the door, then try some of these things. Put them away immediately. A lot of the time, these things take 1 second. And you know what the funny thing is? We know that. We know that these things take like 0 time. Worry about it later. And guess what? Later comes and you don't worry about it. Like, it just stays there. So as soon as you come in through the door, put it away. Everything has a home and a place. And if it doesn't, then maybe it doesn't need to be in your home. The third thing that can make your life feel more put together, even though it may not be, is to own fewer things, to curate. It becomes a little redundant when you have a collection of, mugs, a collection of spoons, a collection of plates, a collection of cups, napkins. Not everything needs to be a collection. Sometimes that's just called hoarding. So try to minimize the things that you own. Try to declutter. Go through your closet. Now I realize if it's something that I'm only gonna wear once or twice, or that it's like very specific, I don't need to have it in my closet, because the odds of me actually reaching for that piece when I need it for that specific time are probably zero, because I'm gonna forget that I have it because it is so specific and so unique. So try to declutter some items and just have less stuff. Visually, having less stuff makes you feel calmer and like you're not living in chaos. And then this is probably like super easy and we all know this, but try to have plants in your home. And if you don't have a green thumb, or if you don't have light or just space to have real plants, get faux plants, okay? I have a mixture of both. Mostly I have fake. Get fake plants. I mean, I literally have 2 to 3 minimum per room. It just makes me feel like things are alive, things are green, vibrant. I don't know, it just brings me some kind of peace and calm, again, which leads into feeling like I have, some kind of a balanced life. This next one is one that I am a huge proponent of, and that is preparing for tomorrow today. It doesn't need to be, at night or in the afternoon. It could even be in the morning. Like, you wake up and you're prepping for the next day. If you haven't tried this, you should definitely try it, because your future self is going to absolutely love you for it. For example, I like to leave the kitchen not necessarily spotless, but I like to leave it clean so that when I wake up and I make my breakfast, I don't have to worry about the dishes in the sink, or just worrying about, I needed that pan for today, but it's dirty, and now I have to dirty another pan, and now all of my pans are stacking up. I just think that mentally it helps me just to feel more ready when I wake up and I know that the kitchen is clean. And if maybe, cleaning or the kitchen or stuff like that isn't something that you struggle with, what about getting ready? I know that when I used to go to work, I wouldn't even think twice about like, what am I gonna wear to work tomorrow? No, I would just wake up and then be rushing because I'm like, where's that shirt? And then I find out that it's dirty. If you plan, even if you don't like fully hang it out, at least have a visual note or make a mental note of what you want to wear the next day, because that also reduces stress in the morning of you having to get ready. You're already thinking about, like, if you didn't do the dishes or the laundry or whatever, you're thinking about the dishes in the sink, the laundry in the hamper, dirty clothes that you thought were clean, you forgot to wash your hair, can't find your toothbrush. Like, we've all been there. But if you set yourself up for success, you're less likely to fail. And again, this leads to you just feeling like, what? I kind of think I know what I'm doing. Another example, when I go to work the night before, I like to have my lunch ready to go. So it's prepped, it's in the fridge. I just have to get it out, put it in my work bag. My water bottle also ready to go. It's, sitting on the counter. I just got to put it in my bag. So these are just little things that help me tremendously, because for some reason, I don't know why, I always feel like I'm running around in the morning. I always overestimate how much time I have, and then I'm late. Alright, so a lot of the stuff that I've said is great in essence, but there are things that we need to do just for ourselves, okay? I know that, like, prepping your lunch, filling your water bottle, doing dishes, like, those are all mundane things, but there are some times where you just need, like, to have your own little ritual so that you feel like you're pampering yourself, because honestly, if you don't pamper yourself, please tell me, who's gonna pamper you? You have to take a minute for yourself, okay? No one else is gonna tell you, hey, you should probably pamper yourself today, because they don't know the life you're living, but you do. So make sure that you have little rituals. They do not need to be anything elaborate. It can be something so small as every morning when I wake up, as soon as the sun is rising, I know that I'm gonna make my coffee and I'm gonna sit out there and bird watch, even if it is for 5 minutes, okay? Those 5 minutes will probably feel like either the shortest 5 minutes of your life because you've enjoyed it that much, or they're gonna feel like the longest 5 hours. But either way, you'll know, okay? So if you're just sitting there and you're just kind of like, okay, come on, I'm waiting for these 5 minutes to pass, then that's probably telling you that your body, or just like your mind, is constantly on alert, like go, that you can't even sit down for 5 minutes. This could also serve as a reflection moment where you kind of just sit and analyze, okay, how is this day going to go? Know ahead of time that this is going to be a very difficult day, then prepare yourself mentally. Just try to stay positive. I don't want to get too preachy, but I am a firm believer in prayer and in just changing your mind into a more positive state. And I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, I've gone through some serious shit in my life, but somehow after I pray, I always try to find the good in everything. Because if you think about it, there really is. Even in the worst of situations, you can always find like a tiny little beacon of light to get you through. So try to find those moments that just make you feel a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit better about life. And if you're like, I don't drink coffee, okay, so maybe have like one night of the week where you have like a skincare pampering routine where you just do it for yourself. You know, you could be having the most perfect like skin, you're glowing, you're perfect, you're great, but just because everything's going great doesn't mean that you shouldn't treat yourself. We shouldn't just treat ourselves or pamper ourselves when things are hitting the fan. Find those moments, pencil them in if you have to. I definitely would say just do that so that it becomes a ritual and you do it all the time. And if you're a reader, it could be lighting a candle, sitting in your little cozy corner on a cozy couch chair with a throw blanket, grabbing your favorite book and reading for 10 to 15 minutes, however much time you have or however much time you can set aside. Definitely find the little things, because at the end of the day, those are the things that are going to fill your cup. And if your cup is always on empty, how is the bus running? You know what I mean? Probably on hopes and dreams. Those can only get you so far before you run out of gas again. Another thing that can help you feel like you have a grasp on things is to keep one area. Just one, okay? Not 5, not 3, not whatever. One area tidy. So that can be, for example, your bedroom. You tell yourself, I do not care if the rest of my house looks like a daycare. This one room is always going to be tidy, clean. Just have one space, okay? Personally, for me, that's the bedroom, okay? As soon as I wake up, my husband and I know, I immediately make the bed, but that is my non-negotiable. Our bedroom is always tidy. I vacuum it. I have like a little handheld vacuum, and sometimes I just vacuum like little corners and little spots because I'm like, no, I cannot let this room get untidy because then I feel like I'm a mess. And if you're like, oh, girl, I am nothing like you, you know, I'm glad. Maybe you have a magnificent, perfect, beautiful life, but the rest of us don't. These are the type of things that we need to do in order to be like you. If you're perfect, teach us. And if you're like, you know what, I know that my bedroom is never going to be clean, make it your bathroom. Like if it's something attainable, if you're like, I can totally keep the bathroom clean, then pick that, because that's an attainable, achievable goal. And maybe once you're like, I always keep my bathroom clean, then you can move on to the closet. This can be a horror house. I said horror, not whorehouse. A lot of the time, we know that when we're getting ready and we're indecisive and we don't know what the vibe is it casual? Is it business? What is it? So we put on multiple clothes and then we're running late, so then we probably pick the worst outfit because we were stressed out, and then just shove everything back in there. And then when we come back, we don't even want to think about it. You see what I'm saying? But these are just things that sometimes happen, and then after that, the ball just starts rolling. And you're knees deep in clothes and dirty underwear, so you're wearing your spouse's. Make things easier for yourself. Have less things. Keep this one room tidy. Something else that I like to do and that I am a strong believer in is to have hobbies that aren't necessarily productive, okay? This is something else that could go along with like having a ritual for yourself, but have a hobby. Isn't necessarily there to make you money or to make you feel productive. Just find a hobby that fills your cup. It could be something as simple as gardening. Pour a little bit into it every day, but it's not necessarily going to, you know, sustain you monetarily, but it might sustain you mentally. And sometimes that's really what we need, because anyone, realistically, like if you're willing to work hard, anyone can make money, but not anyone can have a calm mental state or have a good level of mental health, because there's just so much crap in the world. But if there are little things that you find that you feel like, okay, every time I do this, I feel mentally recharged. I feel like my mental health is in balance. I feel good about myself. Even if those things are not making you productive, please do more of those things. But find the things that make you feel good. Reading is a great way to distract yourself. You could also implement a daily walk, even if it is around the block, okay? Even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, doesn't matter. Even if you have to get in your car, drive to a place that you find is beautiful scenically, then do that. Find the things that you enjoy doing that aren't necessarily going to be productive. I feel like in the long run, because they're things that you enjoy doing in a cyclical way, they are productive. I think you understand what I'm saying. I've realized that feeling put together isn't about having a perfect house, the perfect decor, the perfect outfit, or everything checked off and on a to-do list. It's really about creating everyday habits and environments where you feel calmer, where life feels a little bit more enjoyable, and definitely a lot more intentional. I hope you don't feel like this was me trying to preach to you, because literally, I'm a nobody, okay? But to my parents, I'm everything. Who am I to come on here and tell you how to live your life, because I know absolutely nothing about it. But if there are things from this video that you can just like pick out and try to implement so that you feel like your life is a little bit more put together, and not necessarily like materialistically, I'm trying to say mentally, emotionally, so that you feel like you have a goal, so that you know that you're working towards something. It doesn't always, and most of the time, to me, it's never really monetarily, and that could be the goal for you, but for me, that's not it. I want to live more intentionally. I want to have a calmer, slower paced life, but I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, marvelous, beautiful day. Bye!